of tech projects fail, basically due to underperformance and also people not understanding the structure or the purpose of the project. So the main causes of the failure include people, process, and planning gaps. But the thing here is that they are very fixable. Please, next slide. So the first reason for failure is unclear requirements. There's lack of clarity. There's no shared understanding of goals. People are going about doing their own thing. People are going about assuming what they are meant to do or the next step instead of asking and communicating clearly. Then constant changes, which ends up leading to scope creep. So this happens when a project is given, like a client tells the people, okay, I need this and that in the next 2 weeks. And instead of following through with that, after each step, they come back to inform them, oh, can you add this? Can you add that? And instead of them to say, oh, we can't really do this right now with this same time gap that it's giving us, that it should give us more time or something. At the end of the day, it becomes confusing for every other person because they don't exactly know what to do at that moment. And this also leads to failure of the project. And then stakeholders not being aligned is another reason for failure. Next slide, please. Okay, so an example would be teams building features for users and then they don't exactly ask questions. They don't do research to find out, oh, what exactly do users need for them to move forward with it. They go ahead with whatever they feel, oh, people will like. And at the end of the day, it leads to the failure of that project because people wouldn't really want to pay attention to what they are offering. Then late discovery of wrong assumptions too is another thing. So nobody actually taking the lead, nobody giving giving out what they should do at this particular time. And at the end of the day, they find out so late that, oh, they had just been assuming all along instead of like doing the research necessary. Then expensive rework is part of the example. So please, next slide. Then two is poor communication. There are silos between teams, irregular updates, misinterpretation of requirements. For example, now we can use Nokia for example, based on they didn't really, should I say, they didn't really communicate with their target audience. They didn't really communicate amongst themselves. At the end of the day, due to their indifferences, due to their poor communication skills and all of that, they gave gap for, or they gave room for other competitions or competitors to like take over. So now they are not really as big as they used to be. This next slide. Then the third reason for failure is weak project management. So there's no clear ownership. Nobody really owns anything. You all are doing whatever I feel is the right thing to do at that moment. You don't know who exactly owns a task. They are just tasks lined up and anybody can do it. And due to no ownership, anybody can do anything and then nobody will take accountability for what was done, whether it was right or not. So if anybody makes mistake, there's nobody to actually hold responsible for it because nobody was assigned the particular role. Then poor tracking of progress is another thing. So you're working every day. It looks as if, oh, people are busy doing something, but there's no proof. There's nothing there's no documentation to show, oh, that this thing is actually being done. So that also leads to failure because you guys can't keep track of what has been done and what is pending. The lines. When scope creep enters in, possibility of you missing your deadline as the 2 weeks given is very high based on what things were added. Nothing was actually done at that moment, even though it seemed you all were busy, but no results, no proof to show that, oh, you people did work that day or that period. Then next slide, please. The three fixes. So this you have clarity, communication, and control. Please, next slide. So when a project is given, you are meant to define your goals. Are they specific? You set a specific goal, you make mention of everything that is needed for that project to work out. You write them down, you list them out to be able to track your progress. Then, are they measurable? Is it achievable? You also check if is realistic enough, if at the end of the day you'll be able to produce something that actually people actually require, that will actually make sense to people. And then is it time bound? Are you able to meet the expectation? Are you able to meet that deadline? You set a time and you make sure you follow through with the time. Then you document every requirement. That's the documentation. Make sure everything that is being added or is being removed is documented, so that both you and the client and your team members will be able to know, oh, this was removed or this was added, to be able to know what exactly you're doing. Then you validate with stakeholders early. Yeah, also expected to like talk to the stakeholders on time, and then there's supposed to be like weekly meeting, or it can be a daily stand-up, just where you guys talk about how far, what you've done so far, and what is pending. Please, next slide. Then the second fix is to improve your communication skills, like improve communication. This can be done via daily or weekly check-ins, like I mentioned before. Then use collaboration tools to like track what you are doing. And in this case, if you use a tool, like let's say you're using Trello to track all you're doing, every team member should have access to it to be able to see what exactly is going on, so that they won't end up tools. It's going to help everyone know what they're supposed to do at a specific time. And they won't be thinking, oh, this person has already done this, whereas that person has not done it. You're able to track what is going on. Then you create feedback loops where people go in to like drop in the feedback. You all discuss what is pending, what you need help with, and all of that. Please, next slide. Then fix three, strong project management. So you adopt Agile or Scrum method. That's you. There should be like a flow, a framework where everything is in alignment, where people used to like describe what is remain and what is pending and what you need to do and what you've already done. Then you assign clear rules. Everybody should have a particular thing they are doing, because this will actually help people be accountable whatever they've done, or track KPIs and milestones. There should be like it's for everyone, and should have KPIs where everyone see their tasks clearly and they are able to meet up with targets given to them. Please, next slide. Okay, so successful projects are built on clarity, communication, and consistency, not assumptions. So I just want to tell you that you know you have to be clear with what you are doing. You have to be clear with your goals. You have to communicate clearly, not just talking. And I feel like communication is not a one-way thing. It's not just simply telling the team members what to do and making sure, oh, that's what they're doing. They should stay and receive feedback from the team members. That also help with what exactly to know what exactly is the issue at hand, or to know what exactly needs to be done. Then conclusion, failure is not predictable and preventable. Failure is predictable and preventable. And then you should focus on clarity, communication, and control. Because if you really don't, at the end of the day, everyone is working, but there's no proof of like work. Um, there's no results, and then it's like, oh, but we've been working since, but nothing is showing there that, oh, you guys actually did work. It's just you wasting your time at the end of the day. Then start small and then improve continuously. Don't remain small. Try to come out of your comfort zone, go further than how you started, the way you started. Then technology rarely fails. It's the execution, is the plan that mostly fails, not that technology you're using. Please, last slide. So that's the end of my presentation. Any question before I ask mine? Hello? In the absence of questions, I'll ask mine. Can you all still hear me? Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So have you ever worked on a project that failed, not because of tech, but because of miscommunication or unclear goals? Hello? Does anybody want to answer? Or should I call anyone to answer? Okay, Golden Thomas, your hand is raised.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, there is a project I worked on of recent where I acted as the UI UX designer and also the graphic designer. So on this particular project, it was actually a very big idea. It was a very nice idea and all. So everything was working fine up until the point where most people were done with the basic tasks they came in with. And then at this point, there were some other things that needed to be done, but nobody was given an actual accountability to it. Nobody was taking actual accountability for it. So it was more like, okay, we need this done, we need this done. They are not giving the task to anybody in particular. So we found out that over time, most of these tasks were not done. It was just like that. Okay, we'll come today during the meetings. We'll be like, okay, we've not done this, we've not done that, but still, nobody is taking responsibility for it, and because of that, there was no progress over time. And then it was until after a third party came and made the suggestion, and all. That's when progress was observed. When most people were now tasked with each of the most people were now given the task specifically to handle. That's when we noticed progress.
Thank you very much. Okay, second question is if you have to pick one, clarity, communication, or control, which would you say is currently the weakest in your team? Anyone can answer that. Okay, hi, Miss Grace. Hello, good morning. Good morning, Mrs. Grace Peter. Can you hear me? Okay. Hi, good morning, Marvelous Ajanaku. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong. All right. That brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, I asked the question.
So please, I couldn't get it. I'm currently in a rowdy place. Can you
Okay.
repeat the question?
Okay, I said if you had to pick one, as clarity, communication, or control, which would you say is currently the weakest in your team?
Okay.
Hello, did you get that?
Well, I won't say there is a The weakest in our team. Well, there's no, I don't think there's a weak link rather in our team currently. Although
Okay.
everything here, the information is passed clearly on time, and there's a lot of control on ground.
That's nice. Thank you very much. Thank you all for listening. As- Hello, Miss Olabisi.
Eating.